Welcome to the Michigan Association of Secondary School Principals New and Improved podcast series featuring great discussions, insight, and resources on all things related to education and administration.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MASSP podcast. My name is Ryan Casey. We are getting towards the end of Season 3, and I am very excited to have a guest with us today, Miss Jennifer Bustard from Mona Shores High School, who's also one of our MASSP Board of Directors and soon to be President. Jennifer, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Ryan. Ending up the school year, and we're celebrating some awesome students, so glad to be with you today.
Awesome. Thank you. One of the things that we're doing on the last couple episodes for Season 3 is we're just trying to highlight some really cool initiatives and programs that are happening across the state. I know usually at the end of one school year over the summer and by the beginning of the next, that's really the time. If you want to try something new, that's the best time of year to kind of research, reach out to people who are doing cool things. And so I really thought something you guys are doing at Mona Shores would fit in great for our podcast series. I know I heard you speak about this at a previous board of directors meeting, and I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to bring you on the podcast. So can you just give everybody an overview, and then we'll dive into some of the details, what this whole Ride with Pride program is at Mona Shores?
Absolutely. We are just finishing our 7th year with the Ride with Pride program, and it really started out with the chief of police coming and having a meeting with me, and he said, "Hey, Jen, how would you like to give a car away to a student?" And I said, "What?" And he was really excited to roll out a program that really focused on a proactive, preventative school safety, alcohol awareness, prevention campaign, and he wanted to know if I'd partner. I said, "Well, Chief, goodness, it's perfect timing. This year we're going to roll out our PBIS initiative here at the high school. Let's see if we can't put the two items together." And so it was just like fate. And between the two programs, we had the kids sign a pledge that had everything to do with school safety, whether it's committing to not driving distracted, not driving under the influence, not texting and driving, and then obviously following the rules of the road. And then here in the school, it was positive behavior skills in our high school, really tied and linked to employability skills. So the two combined started to kick off the school year. Within the first school year, Ryan, I kid you not, we saw an immediate impact, 50% of our discipline referrals right away. You could feel it in the building. Guests would come in the building and say, "Oh my gosh, why is everybody so nice here? Why is it so friendly?" We saw a significant increase right away. So it was just a great initiative to start with, and we've been doing it for 7 years. So we've been able to sustain this work, and great impact in our culture.
That's awesome. So I know the first question that's going to come to a lot of people's mind is, all right, who's shelling out the money for this free car? How did you get your hands actually on the free car part?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when Chief came and asked if we wanted to give away a car, I said, "So how are we going to do that?" And he said, "Well, I already have a person that's ready to donate the car." And he actually is a community member who really worked through Muskegon Ally, which is a coalition from our county that was really formed as a result of a school having a major tragedy where they lost teens to an alcohol car accident. So regardless, Ramos and Son, who is a local community member, said, "I will donate this car to you, and I will pledge to do this from here on out." So he's donated over, this is his 7th car. So we're pretty excited about that. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. So you kind of have, and correct me if I'm wrong, or feel free to add some more detail here. So really you have these community donors or stakeholders, community members. You're bringing in the police force. You have is there other organizations then that are in the county that are also assisting with this program?
Absolutely. Mercy Health came together through Muskegon Ally, and they actually work with not only our high school, but now there's a replication of this program. There are now 7 high schools in our county who are Ride with Pride schools, and it happens in their middle school and in their elementaries. And so we get a lot of our awareness materials from Health West, and they're super important regarding even with the recent vaping trends and supporting that negative behavior and really getting awareness out there to our students and our parents, actually. So that relationship between schools and communities is absolutely essential for this to work. Principals and teachers, they're super swamped with a lot on their plate.
Mm-hmm.
They provide us with all of the material to help educate our students and our parents on the negative behaviors that are happening out there in our community.
And how are you going about kind of using those materials? Is that from assemblies or certain special days that are going on? Or are you finding ways to get that into curriculum other places or night events maybe even?
Yeah, we actually have a year-long plan where we monthly have items that we present to our students. We also meet monthly as a school leadership team, and our school liaison officer is a member of that team, and we review our data in our building and out in our community, and kind of helps us decide what behavior we're going to focus on the next month. But we really have used those videos, those handouts, those resources, those assemblies monthly. It's not just something that happens during April as Alcohol Awareness Month. It happens, I shouldn't just say monthly. It happens daily, weekly, monthly. And the big key, Ryan, is celebrating the success of our students so that we catch them in the act of positive behaviors, and we reward our students and our staff frequently.
Oh, absolutely. I can just imagine what kind of event this looks like. So I'm assuming this kind of happens toward, at least, although it's impacting obviously your building and your culture all year long, but when you get to the celebration part, is that takes place at the end of the year?
Yeah, well, we have monthly celebrations. We give out Pride Zone lunches. We just, in fact, had it. Students who have been selected and put into a drawing by their teachers for meeting their attendance and tardy goals, they got to have a Pride Zone lunch, and they get to invite 10 of their friends, and it's a big lunch sponsored by B-Dubs, and there's music and B-Dubs lunch. So we do that monthly. And then there's some serious prizes like speakers or skateboards that are given out once a month as well. But the end of the year celebration is just mind-blowing. It is amazing. We invite all of our local law enforcement, our city officials, our mayors, our city council, legislatures, first responders, police officers, Health West. The place is packed with students, parents, and we have quite the showing of a highlight video of all of the accomplishments of the kids, whether it be service hours, community events, athletics, arts, academic accomplishments, and kids are clapping for kids they don't even know. The feeling and the vibe is just incredible. And really, obviously, the highlight is at the very end of the assembly, where we have 10 finalists, and they each have a key, and one by one they go over to the car and they try to unlock it, and one of those kids opens up the key to the car, and man, the place lights up. And we also give out a moped too, and we started doing that maybe 2 or 3 years into the program because we wanted to honor the good behavior of 9th and 10th graders because they don't have their license.
Oh, there you go. That's very clever.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, I really like it, just, thinking of the whole county approach too. Like, so other schools are getting involved, and you have so many different organizations. You're bringing in, like I said before, you're bringing in the business community and community members. You have the police department, you have the hospital, or, there's just so many other organizations that I'm sure would love to take part in this. So if I'm a principal and I'm listening, I'm going, man, this is awesome. I got to do something. My county, we have a hospital, we have a police force, we have this. How would you recommend they go about doing this? Is this something that, any school can truly do of any size, you think?
Absolutely. In our county, we have schools that have, 700 kids doing this, 400 kids doing it. We have 1,200 kids. It just is about building relationships and making partnerships with your local law enforcement. I have a handbook that I'm happy to share with anyone on how they want to roll out the Ride with Pride program. It was created about 2 years ago, and there's everything you need to know is in that handbook. So feel free to email me. I'm happy to give it out. But I would say just go meet with your chief of police and just say, hey, let's work together. Here's something I've learned from being out in the field. Can we do this here? And definitely the partnerships with the ISD. I will tell you, the schools who do not do PBIS when they first start this kind of go, oh, we missed the boat. We need to do PBIS as well, because it really gives you an opportunity to focus not just on behaviors outside of school, but behaviors inside of the school. So you got to really build those relationships and partnerships before you take it on.
Absolutely. Do you have somebody on staff that kind of helps organize this? Is this like an administrative thing that just the administrative team is doing, or do you have any teachers that help manage this?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a teacher led initiative. I support behind the scenes. I'm coaching behind the scenes, but I have two teacher leaders that are co-chairs of our school leadership team. And the team makeup is a teacher from each one of the departments. We have 2 board members, we have 2 parents, we have 2 student reps, and we have our school liaison officer. So I meet with the co-chairs 2 weeks before our actual monthly meeting, and we prepare the agenda. But the 2 teacher leaders, they're the ones that are, getting the donations, making sure that people follow through with email reminders and celebrations. It's those 2 that really drive this. I'm just the behind the scenes cheerleader.
Awesome. So I'm not sure when exactly this will air. It'll be out. We'll release it in the next couple of weeks. So have you already done this year's celebration with the car or not yet?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. May 10th, we had our celebration. I'm happy, Ryan, if you need a video link to that so that you could see what it looks like, show you some pictures. I mean, it's one of those things. We have a lot of schools that come to watch it and observe it so they can see it firsthand, because there's one thing to talk about it, but there's another thing. You got to live it. You got to see it and feel it, because it's the feeling that you get when you're done. It's the kids' favorite assembly. It's not homecoming. It's not, the football pep assembly. This is their favorite assembly. They just really enjoy it, and they love celebrating each other. It's just it's a win-win all the way.
Awesome. Well, I'm not sure if there's anything else you want to add. I think it seems pretty simple enough that, and like as you mentioned, anybody of any size can really do it. It's just a matter of making those partnerships with different organizations and people within the community and the county, and then kind of having that leadership team to help share the responsibility of getting it organized and managing it. But man, what a really, really cool program.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Ryan, but you're spot on. It is about forming relationships with all those agencies out in your community, and schools can't do it alone, and the partnership has just been amazing, and the impact has been incredible. It's really been the best work in my 25 plus years ever, and it actually impacts your school improvement, your reading scores, your SAT scores. So I will just say to all of my colleagues, man, drink the juice, because this stuff is worth it.
That's awesome. Jennifer, do you want to, I don't know, I can put it up. I'll make sure I mention it in social media when we release this on Twitter, also on the MASSP.com website. But do you want to share maybe your Twitter handle that people could reach out, or even they probably could see some of the videos on social media that way as well?
Absolutely. My handle's the same for Facebook and for Twitter. It's at MSHS Pride.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking the time for being with us and sharing the great things happening at Mona Shores High School. If you want to hear about other great things going on across the state, again, check out the MASSP podcast by going to MASSP.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at MASSP. Again, Season 3 is just about under wraps, and we will be kicking off Season 4 later in the summer. Thanks for listening, everybody.